Welcome, everyone, for episode number 72 of the Kyle Peterson Show. And as usual, I got a co-host, and she's a girl without even trying, lives on the edge of a knife. It's Angie. Angie, say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Angie. How are you today?
We're getting dangerously close to the end.
The end of what?
This podcast.
Oh, it's ending. Angie said she's calling it quits at 100 episodes. So
it was the first time I had the realization that we're like,
I didn't know that was like, I thought that was just kind of a joke, but apparently Angie is telling everybody episode 100 will be the end, and it'll get a new co-host then.
It keeps shortening by minutes and minutes every episode, though. We're running out of things to say.
I'm not running out of things to say. I'm running out of time to get these things said is what is unfortunately. I have been extremely busy this entire summer. Just today alone, I filmed 8 videos this morning. And then I was taking pictures. Angie came home. We're doing the podcast. Then we're going out to dinner. Then I'm coming around the clock. You guys don't understand. It's been very busy, very stressful. And action figures are getting me stressed out like crazy. Now I'm getting all worked up just thinking about it. Because Dory Funk Jr. right over here, the Build-A-Figure. We got a messed up torso. We got 2 messed up feet down here. We got staining on the arm. Now I'm all fired up.
Can you believe this is the stuff that gives you the fit?
Oh, well, it's just, I think... What happens, I have so much stress in my day job, then it just funnels up, and this is just the icing on the cake that just makes me explode. This is supposed to be my
fun time.
I know, it is. And then in worst case scenario, I'm not in a very good mood today because literally the review I just got finished doing was one of my most anticipated figures of 2026. It was from McFarlane Toys, good friend Todd McFarlane. It was Spartan from the Wildcats, and it was broken in the package. And it's just, now I'm all fired up.
Your face is red.
No, I'm all fired up again. But yeah, I've just had terrible luck, and I spent too much money on these figures, Angie, and I shouldn't be. A $50 figure shouldn't have any issues. And now, what do? I got to go through the whole thing. Contact. Can I get it's a whole thing. I don't like to have to do it, but here we are.
Good Lord.
Angie, it's just...
You work too hard for that money.
Yeah, it's exactly right. So, very frustrating time lately. Frustrating all over. Summer swooped by. I missed SummerSlam. I missed Monday Night Raw. I missed the Cybertronic Spree. I missed Kane County Toy Show 2 times in a row. I missed Rush. I missed Triumph. What else have I missed this year?
Too much.
I've missed everything I want to do.
Just in our town?
Yes. So I just missed that. So I've missed so much stuff. I'm all fired up now. It didn't take much. Get me all fired up here, Angie.
You're not bitter.
No, not at all. But Angie, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Angie's fine.
But I just have low expectations, you know.
I have high expectations in life.
I'm just like, we're chilling? We're chilling.
I just need a vacation, but in a plot twist, in 2 weeks, I am taking somewhat of a vacation. I hope, fingers crossed, I get to take some days off. Angie, we're planning on heading to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go to Chicago. The kids, or Elle more specifically, wants to see a museum.
I think it's called Field Museum. She's been begging to go see the dinosaurs.
She wants to see the dinosaurs. Oh, we're going to go. So I am hopeful I can hit at least one toy shop, maybe in Chicago. I am hopeful I can get Pequod's Pizza at least one of these nights for dinner. Fingers crossed. We'll see where it all ends up going from there. But going there, maybe we'll do a live podcast from the Field Museum. Would that be something, right, with a dinosaur behind us or something?
Yeah,
maybe.
We'll reenact the night at the museum.
There you go. Never seen the movie, so it'll be a bad.
We'll hide out. It's after close.
It'll be a bad one. But Angie, there's a lot going on. And Angie, I'm going to break the news here. I'm not going to tell the whole details. More to come very soon. But I think you might be able to, and you, the listener, you, the viewer, might be able to see Angie and I in Nashville before you know it. A little Nashville trip, a little action figure trip. More to come, more details to come. Stay tuned to social media. Stay tuned to the channels along the way. And make sure you stay tuned to a sponsor of the Kyle Peterson Show. It is DJC Collectibles. Use code Kyle. Save yourself code Kyle.
Look, I just got paid.
Angie got paid. Oh, there you go. 8 off DJC is the code. Save 8% off of their DJC Collectibles.
That's the only money we'll make on this podcast.
Somebody just paid Angie. Those foot videos paying off for you, Angie? Somebody paying for one of those?
Did you see it pop up?
I didn't.
My little Venmo.
I'm blind. I can't see. I'm like a young Stan Hansen. I just can't see. But Angie, before we get too deep into the shenanigans on this one here, I got to plug Patreon here. Patreon, the giveaway this month, it is Wonder Woman McFarlane Toys. I did look this one over. No quality issues on this one like I had with my Spartan figure from the Wildcats.
Real good. Let me look at her.
Feel free, but it is an audio podcast, Angie.
Cute.
Angie forgets sometimes that there are people that listen to this, and she just sits there and makes faces. But... Oh, here we are, Angie. But do you have anything else to talk about here in the open before I go more crazy?
Are we going to talk about my new job?
No.
Oh, okay.
But Angie did got a new job, so, well, you haven't started yet. So
I had a big girl job interview.
You did?
Yeah.
It was a big girl interview?
I had to sit down with the vice president and the owner.
Oh, look at you.
I'm a big deal, apparently.
Angie, you don't know how lucky you had it that you basically had something handed to you on a silver platter based on connections and getting you helped out. Mm-hmm. You had a very fortunate interview where it doesn't always go that way for a lot of people. You're a very fortunate individual. You just stumble your way through life and just always come out on the rainbow side of things.
That's why I married you.
Exactly, Angie. I open a lot of doors for you. And Angie opens up a few doors for me.
I just run through.
Yeah, you run through and I go through the back door, of course. But Angie you can talk about that maybe more when it starts here. But it's all part of the master plan, Angie, the master plan. And Angie's going to work. So Angie, not that you haven't been working, but this is an official, real,
big girl job.
You got to plan your life around job, not just a little bit of coming and going as you please here, of course. But Angie's got a new life. Maybe that's why she wants to end the podcast, maybe.
Yeah, I might.
She won't have time. She won't have time.
I'm going to be the one.
But Angie,
too much.
I definitely, that job, I work more in my day job. So I'm sure if you want something bad enough, you can find the time. That's what I tell everybody. I get people putting comments and say, well, I don't have time to do one video a week. Well, you don't want to do it bad enough. That's what it is at the end of the day. You want to do something bad enough, there's always hours. There's always time you can find. How many hours a day you scrolling on your phone? I should just ask you this, Angie. Every morning you're scrolling for 3 hours. Every morning, get us up early just to scroll. You could do something.
I am with 3 fingers up again, not saying 3.
Exactly. Yep, she forgets.
Your point.
Yeah, prove her point. So
I used to be 5 hours, which is gross. Now I'm down to 3. Just doom scrolling.
Unbelievable. Anyways,
you're like, what would I do with 3 hours?
I'm flabbergasted, Angie. I'm flabbergasted, but we carry on here. I do got the Funk family here being celebrated. Even though this Dory Funk Jr. has seen better days. But I figured, Angie, this is the time. This is the episode I'm going to tell the Terry Funk story. We talked about it in my weekly purchases on my YouTube channel. I said, you know what? We're going to tell that story this week. I'm just going to get it over with. I'm going to tell it. I've never told this story. And the reason it came up, Angie, was I had one of those Facebook memories come. 15-year anniversary of the time. 15 years ago. So I was like, you know what? I got this Dory figure. Dory Funk Jr. unfortunately just passed away. Terry Funk, one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, him and the Ultimate Warrior. I figured now's the time. 15 years, Terry has passed away. Not that I'm going to speak ill of the dead, but I'm going to give the real truth of Terry Funk. I still love him. He's still my favorite, but we'll get into it in this very video and a little story time with Kyle along the way. Angie, but the bad news continued this week for me as well.
Okay.
I do have to go get a health assessment done for work because they make me do every year. They say, we got to make sure you're tip-top shape, that you're going to be able to continue to another year. So we'll see how that ends up going. Is that next week? It's a week from Monday, I think.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
So I got to get my blood drawn and all that. It's going to come back, look terrible. You have too much stress, all that. I'm just going to rip it up and throw it back in their face. What I'm going to do.
I always get a perfect one.
Perfect. I don't know about that.
Well, not perfect, but they rate me a 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Last time you got a 2.
Whatever.
You did?
I don't think you got a 5 out of 5.
I did.
I got a 2 out of 5.
I'll look it up.
I'm slowly dying. I'm slowly dying. But Angie, even worse news this week is things couldn't get worse on top of the Dory Funk Jr.
It's just a funky week.
It's been a rough week. But I did take my car in to get an oil change. If you guys remember back about a year ago, I bought my company car. They went to a new thing at work and I said, I can buy my company car I've had since, brand new. And they give you a deal. They're like, hey, this is valued at $9,000 and you can buy it for $6,000. I'm like, that's not a bad gig. I'll buy it for $6,000. I'll drive it for a little bit. We'll drive it as a family. But then my daughter is turning 16 in a year or so. I said, that'll be a perfect first car for her. We'll do that. So anyways, driving this thing around, it gets a little bit loud at 70. And it's sometimes when it's parked, it'll all of a sudden get really loud and then quiet. I'm like, what the heck's going on? It still drives fine. Everything seems okay. But I was like, well, it's due for an oil change. Let's take it in. Let's see what's going on. Got the oil change. Of course they did the oil change. And then they came back and said, there's a pump inside the transmission that seems to be going out. And basically your transmission is going to need to be replaced. I'm like, what? You can't just replace the pump. And of course, transmission work, Angie. You got to basically take it all out, take it all apart. At that point, you might as well just get a new one or a remanufactured one so you're looking at like $6,000 to $8,000. And I just paid a year ago $6,000 on this vehicle. Then it gets you in that spot. What do? Do you replace the vehicle? Do you just buy something different? Do you put $6,000 in it? And that doesn't seem like the way to go either. And I asked the guys there, because I take all of our fleet of Jeeps there. I take everything. I'm saying, all right, boys, what do I do? What would you recommend I do here? Give me the expert opinion. And they were nice enough to waive the diagnostic fee on this thing. It was like $180. They said, you give us so much business, we're going to waive. And I've become friendly with these guys. So I go, what do I do? What would you do? And they all said, all four of them there, the four managers said, we recommend just drive it till it blows up. It could be 1,000 miles. Honestly, it could be 10,000 miles. We'll just see what happens.
Like it's gonna be like 5 miles.
Yeah, exactly. So they said that's what we would do, but do what you want to do. So then we've been kicking around. Do we trade it in and get like, I don't know, $1,000 or whatever it is? I don't really want another car payment. I don't want to get a lease. Honestly, we have 3 other Jeeps I could drive. Angie could drive the other. We don't desperately need it, but then I don't want a car that's broken down to sitting here, get rid of it, whatever. And then in a year or so, we need a vehicle for our daughter. She's not going to be driving these Jeeps. So do we get like a little Kia something, or I don't know. I don't know what we do, but I didn't like that news coming right there. That wasn't very good news, Angie. So just getting me worked up. I got too much stress in my life. I've never had so much stress in my life. And it's the silent killer is what they say, Angie. It's the silent killer.
And all bad things come in 3s. So
well, there's been so many bad things lately.
We're already on 3, I think.
I'm on 13, I think. Unlucky number 13. So I don't know.
You're like that book, 13 Reasons Why.
I don't know. And then, yeah, so we got to figure out this car situation. My gut tells me let's just drive it till it blows up. Who cares? You know, just it could be an A to B vehicle. We won't take it on long trips. It'll be around town if we need to. I don't know. Anybody got any good recommendations? Let me know, I guess. Something like that.
We need a car.
Next week, Angie, I got a big work function, got a big trade show twice a year I have to go to. Get to work the booth like a young Billy Mays, spread some Bread Jesus awareness and stuff. And once again, taking Angie as my wing girl there to help me with some samples and some things. So we're going to be at that next week. But in a plot twist, I did get some early access to some things. Minute Maid is going to be there. And you're like, oh, Kyle, you a big fan of Minute Maid? Not really. It's all right. I'll take some lemonade. But they're going to have WWE superstars there again this year. So was it a year ago, 2 years ago? What is time? Braun Breaker and Jey Uso were there previously. And we just hit it off. It was just a gay old time, dare I say. But now it'll be interesting who could be here. Now, we talked about good friend of the channel, Cody Rhodes. I did not meet Cody Rhodes. I didn't go to SummerSlam. I didn't get to do any of that kind of stuff because work got in the way. Would have loved to meet Cody. I went to the Walmart, but I wasn't going to wait 6 hours outside. I didn't have time to wait 6 hours outside. But maybe it'll be on a plot twist. Cody will be here, and I'll get to see Cody next week. Who could it be? Who could it be? I'm hoping it's not Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. Nothing against those two, but we don't need them again. Who could it end up being? I'm not as sure. Something tells me I'm going to get somebody like a Charlotte Flair or something like that. Or maybe like an Alexa Bliss, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe The Miz. I don't know. Who knows what it could be? But it'll be interesting to see how that ends up shaking out. We'll see. But more on that, I guess, maybe next week on the podcast, I guess, maybe. Depending when we get a film. Normally, we film these Thursday evenings. The last like 3 or 4 weeks, it's been Saturday nights, Angie. That's how many things we got going on.
But they won't see it till the following Tuesday.
You don't see it till Tuesday unless you're a Patreon member. You do get it earlier, of course. So support the channel, support the Patreon. You know, your $2 a month on the Patreon will help go pay for that vehicle. Won't it, Angie? It will.
If all your subscribers did that, you could retire.
Yeah, that's the thing. I got 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. If everybody could give me $1, that would be 60,000, and I could buy like 3 vehicles or something like that. Wouldn't that be something? If everybody just gave me $1. What if everyone gave me a penny? How many dollars do I have? 600?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, $600. So how about dimes, guys? Anyways, not begging for charity here, that's for sure. But a lot of craziness going on. It's a crazy finish to the summer, Angie. And I think when the dust settles and we look back, when we're retired on that lake house you want to get somewhere, you got to figure that all out. That's on you. I'll pay for it. I'll put the money down. You just figure out where you want to go. When we look back, though, we're going to say 2026 was quite the turning point of a year. That's what we're going to say. And more soon, maybe. Maybe we'll talk about it.
2027 will be our year.
Could be. A lot of stuff. 2026 was a rough year. I got cancer. Remember that? Another thing. I got to go to the cancer doctor. They said if I could get past this one, I should be clear sailing for a while. So keep your fingers crossed. Get the prayer circle like my grandma used to do. My grandma used to get the prayer circle going. Get the prayer circle going for your old buddy Kyle. But if I can just get through that, they said I should be clear sailing. So we'll see.
That's your problem. You don't got nobody praying for you anymore.
Nobody's praying. Grandma passed away. Nobody's praying for me. I don't know, but if I can just get through this, we'll see. But yeah, we'll look back 2026. Look at all this adversity, but you know, we steered the course. A lot going on. Huge win. This year is probably the biggest in my career, the biggest win I've ever had in my career, in my history of my career. Biggest contract ever signed. So that was big. Cancer, not so big. Cars breaking down, not so big. Missing every single thing I possibly wanted to do, possibly in my free time this year. That wasn't so fun. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Enough ramblings here, Angie.
Oh, my goodness.
You got anything else to add to this?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't got anything else to add?
Mm-mm.
What do you want to do? Do you want to go to story time or should we try new foods?
Do you need a snack? You
I
seem
feel-
a little grouchy.
I feel like since I haven't eaten today, we should try new
Yes.
foods because after this, we are going to dinner tonight.
Okay.
We're going to the hibachi grill. I called it. I said, I'm not asking for any of you guys what you want to eat for dinner. I just took charge like the man I am. I said,
And you got your pizza the other night. You
I did.
Lots of good.
I said, ladies, we're going to do what I want to do.
Ladies.
I said, ladies, and the 3 ladies in the house said, we're eating pizza the other night. We did it. We're going to the hibachi grill tonight. I feel like I need that in me. And you were okay with it. You
I love
have been
it.
there. Yeah. So, and then, you know what? Spirit Halloween, I think, is around the corner. We're going to go Spirit Halloween. We're right there. Might as well go to
Spooky.
Ross. Might as well go to
Got it.
Ross. We got some stuff to take back to Target. Target's right there. So
I
we'll
don't know
hit
what's
Target.
more spooky, Ross or Spirit Halloween.
We'll find out tonight. We'll report back. Probably do a video.
Lots of alarms going off.
Yeah, Ross, Alarm City. But there it is. The opening of this podcast is the ramblings of a madman, is what this
Oh
is.
my
I'm
God.
just all over the place.
Oh
I'm
my
all
God,
over the
this
place.
morning in one of the grocery stores, there was a guy who just cracked a beer in the aisle and was drinking it, and they had to kick him out. There's a random store.
See, this is the problem. This is what I'm trying
they're
to
like,
teach
sorry,
Angie.
you're going to pay for that? It's so funny.
This is what I'm trying to teach Angie here. And when you get your big girl job here soon, you need to elaborate on the stories. Like you didn't elaborate. You got to be like,
I just wanted to sprinkle that in at the end.
you got to be like, so I went in, it was about 9 o'clock. I went
I can't.
I went into Target and I'm just going through. I saw Jim in the back. Said, Jim, what's up? How's your day? Welcome to Saturday.
Here's the problem. I would forget what I was talking about.
No.
You know, I got to get to the point.
I guess.
My brain.
And then, I was walking around and I saw this guy cracking a beer. Didn't think anything of it. But then all of a sudden, some of the employees came over. Sir, you can't be drinking in the aisle. And then they tackled him and it fizzed everywhere.
That's dramatic.
Or he handed you a beer, you cracked it, and you hit Stone Cold Steve Austin style. Suds went everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. All right, Angie, let's move on. Let's move on down the line. We got the Terry Funk story to come here. But first, before we get too far into it, brought to you by Deutsch Snacking Dough. Link in the description down below. It's time to try new foods because they might taste good.
Try a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. We gotta try new food cause they might taste good.
All right, Angie, it's time to try new foods because they might taste good. What do you got for us here today?
From Nabisco.
Oh, Nabisco.
Little crispers.
Crispers. So these are brand new.
Could be good ASMR. We got barbecue and we got ranch. I think these are a Walmart exclusive because I haven't seen these.
I don't know what they are.
Yeah, they're-
There's a dill pickle as well.
Baked, not fried. Baked for a crispy crunch that's delightful to munch.
140 calories. How many? 22
23.
pieces.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. I don't know. We're going to unbox these right now. I'm going to pull it off. I don't really smell anything.
They're very thin.
Very thin.
Like a
Very
piece of
small.
paper. So yeah, 23 makes sense now. I can't even describe. It's about the size of a Cheez-It, just not as thick. Oh, you went for it. You are hungry. I'll try the ranch first.
They're crispy. There's no doubt.
You get the powder in your throat.
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
It's got a pretty strong ranch flavor.
They're crispers.
It like kind of reminds me of a Cool Ranch, but it has a little bit different.
It reminds me a lot of a wheat thin.
It's like almost thinner textured in that, almost like the protein Doritos we tried, where it's kind of but yeah, the aftertaste once it's like completely broken down the ranch, it tastes like a wheat thin
Yeah.
in your teeth.
Tastes like wheat thin for sure.
The residual in your teeth is a wheat thin.
And what do we got on this one?
This
The
one's
barbecue.
Same thing. Same calories. Much better. The ranch is...
I didn't mind the ranch. It tasted like the old ranch wheat thins back when I worked for Nabisco once upon a time.
I still have those.
Oh,
Yeah, I like this one much better.
I like them both.
They're both good.
Tastes like
really
barbecue. Tastes like a barbecue chip. A little spice to it even.
Mm-hmm. This just reminds me of like a barbecue Pringle, though.
Yeah. I want to find a really seasoned one.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely zesty.
The seasoning reminds me of a Pringle.
Yeah, what I just said.
I tell you what,
They're good.
these are both fine. I don't have any problem with these. I don't know if I would ever buy these on a regular basis or anything like that. I don't know if they'd be my go-to snack, but they're both fine.
They're good.
And 22 chips doesn't feel terrible for 140 calories.
Is it a known thing that Nabisco stands for National Biscuit Company?
It is now. You just told everybody.
Nabisco.
I don't know. I wish you'd have got the dill pickle.
I don't think they had it.
No,
I haven't seen that like bright green one.
I don't know. Anyways,
Packaging's pretty.
yeah, nice glossy.
Metallic.
Yeah. All right, Angie, out of 5, what are you thinking? Wait a minute. You get 23 pieces with the barbecue, 22 with the ranch.
Oh, biggies.
150 calories, though. 140.
Oh, these are biggies. Wait,
I guess. I don't know. It's
that's
kind of
weird that
evens
they
out.
wouldn't have just 22 and made it less cap.
I don't know. It's weird.
I like
Anyways.
the barbecue better, so I'm going to give that a 3.9 and this a 3.
I liked them both the exact same. Both the exact same. I didn't have an
fair.
issue. So I'm
That's
going
nice.
3 on both of them. They're both good. I got to say, I didn't think they were going to be that great. I mean, it's not like I was, oh my gosh, but these are good for
Yeah,
what
this
they
is
are.
a little zesty. I'm kind of feeling it in my
Got a little,
ears. It's got a little
it's got a little,
zinger.
little extra spice on the end. Nothing terrible though.
No.
Nothing wild.
Nothing crazy.
And the ranch is good. Good ranch flavor. Really both remind me of a thinner wheat thin. So if you add wheat thin, that's what it reminds me of with some seasoning. So
Same taste, yeah.
is what it is.
Yummy.
Not a bad day at the office, Angie. So there it is.
Something we'll actually eat afterwards.
That's exactly
Thank God.
right. I'll eat those. I'll take them to the basement. I'll snack on them. So there it is. Try new foods because it might taste good. But now, Angie, it's time for the Terry Funk story. It's time for Story Time with Kyle. All right, Angie, it's time for Story Time with Kyle. And I didn't think I'd ever tell this
I
story.
was just going to say, didn't you say you'd take this to your grave?
I don't know if I said that.
You've changed.
I don't know if I said
No,
that, but
I'm
I said I would never tell this story. And a little piece of my heart did break a little bit here, but I also have so much love for the man Terry Funk that it bounced back. It bounced back. But it was an interesting thing, and we're going to tell the story here. But I've met Terry Funk on 3 different occasions. So that was very awesome. And I met him. So the reason I did this, we talked about it at the beginning, was I got the Facebook memory. It's the 15-year anniversary of this moment in my life here. So going back to 2011, Angie, is where we were at. And it's a weird time here telling this story, and then the Dory Funk Jr. figure issues over the last week, and then unfortunately Dory Funk Jr. passing away just this week as I'm filming this. So sad times, and I figure it's a time to be even sadder about the Funk family, maybe. Maybe not. But we're going to get into it. 15 years ago today, I was Terry Funk's handler for the weekend at the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame in Waterloo, Iowa. Now, I had met Terry on one occasion before this, at the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and I got to shake his hand and say hi and stuff. Didn't get a picture or anything like that. He was watching the wrestling matches kind of from the side, and I saw him come in, and I just walked up to him and shook his hand and said, Terry, you don't know how happy I am to finally meet you in person, and he appreciated it. It was a very nice encounter, and that's where it went. But then my buddy, who is basically the ringleader of that Hall of Fame, said, Kyle, I got a job for you this year at the Hall of Fame. He goes, it's unpaid, but I figured you might be the one that would want this job. And I'm like, oh, here we go. What's this going to be? And then you could have knocked me over with a feather at that point, Angie. As he said, I want you to be Terry Funk's handler for the entire weekend. You'll help Terry with whatever he needs to do. I couldn't have said yes fast enough. I'm like, wait a minute. I got to spend Friday and Saturday with Terry Funk. Wherever Terry's going, I'm going to be right there with him. Sign me up. Sign me up. And then that same weekend, I did get to eat dinner. I've talked about it on the channel, on my YouTube channel many times. I had pizza with Terry Funk and Mick Foley that night. It was absolutely amazing. Friday night, just us three eating pizza. It was just a wild, wild occasion for me. So a lot of dreams coming true. Even if there was some negative, I would have taken this all day over a million times, because I got to hang with Terry Funk, walk him from the hotel to the venue, kind of cart him around, show him where he needs to go, all this kind of stuff, go to dinner with him, take him around there. And then I worked his merch booth Friday, Saturday. So we'd sit like Angie and me. We're sitting behind a table. You got the T-shirts. You got the 8x10s. You got all that kind of stuff with it. Terry be sitting there next to me, and I'd be the guy doing the money and all the transaction and saying, Terry, his name's Jim, or whatever, sign the 8x10. It was the whole thing. That was the first time I ever did it, but it was a lot of fun, obviously. And then during downtimes and back and forth, Terry and I swapping stories, talking about stuff, asking him questions, him asking questions about me. I mean, I felt like we formed a little bit of a friendship there. And I did see Terry one more time, 1 or 2 years later. He remembered me. He said hi and came up to me. It was a very nice thing. So I feel it's nice to know that Terry knew who I was and we had a little bit of a relationship. So that's pretty darn cool for a big Terry Funk fan, of course, going back to my childhood. So it was great, swapping stories. I remember telling Terry he was getting ready to drop a stock. And I was like, and I might have worked for that company, maybe I didn't. I don't know at the time. But I told him I wouldn't do this because I heard there's this going on. And he goes, well, I guess I won't sell that stock. And I don't know if Terry ever sold it or not, but like 6 months later, the stock price just skyrocketed. And I was like, I think I just helped Terry retire. If he followed my advice and all that, he just made an absolute fortune based on how much stock he had in that company we were talking about. So I don't know. I never got to find out. I should have asked him when I saw him a year or two later from that. But Terry and I talked, and Jim Ross was by us too, so we joke around with Jim a little bit there. But it was a pretty wild weekend. I remember I wore one of my finest Western shirts here. A lot of people say, Kyle, just wearing Western shirts. I've been wearing Western shirts for like 27 years or something like that. This isn't a gimmick. This is real life. This is my dress-up wear is what I wear.
Has he ever been on a farm? No.
Have I ever been on a farm? No. But doesn't mean I can't wear Western wear.
Has he ever rode a horse? No.
Have I ever been on a horse? No. Have I rode a pig? That one time. But Terry and I shooting the breeze, just an amazing time. And it was so funny as Terry, and I didn't hate Terry for this, but you'd get people come up, well, Terry, is there any way I only, an 8x10 was, I think, $15, $20. Could I do 10? I only have $10 left. Well, I would, but Kyle over here, he won't allow it. That was Terry's line the whole time. Whenever somebody had asked for something more, like, could I get an extra autograph on this? Well, I would, but Kyle won't let me. Kyle's just so tough. And I'd be like...
It sounds like something your dad would say.
I know. So we would play that game back and forth the whole time. It was great. So we set up the first night. It was a great night. Terry made... Obviously, I was handling all the money for Terry. So I was seeing how much cash he was coming through. And I'm sure he reported it all to his taxes. I'm sure he did. But I was getting all this money. And Terry'd put it up, roll it. He'd roll it up in like a ball, and he put it in his... fanny pack.
Ooh.
Terry rocked in the fanny pack, of course, like a real wrestler would do. But we made a ton of money on Friday. There's that cough button. Terry made a ton of money because I was working for free for him the weekend. I wasn't being paid. He wasn't cutting me money or anything like that. I was working for free. So Terry's making a ton of money. I'm like, wow, Friday night. And that was the wrestling show. So, the wrestling show was going on. And then in the middle and stuff, we'd sit there the whole time. People come up and go or whatever. Saturday, we wake up, Terry slept in till like 10 or 11 or something, got rolling. Went to a little lunch at the venue. They had like a little cafeteria. I don't know. Terry got some nachos or something. I don't know what he got, but we did that. And then there was like a talent scout thing where him and Jerry Briscoe, Jim Ross, they evaluated talent for 3 or 4 hours. And I sat right behind Terry. Terry was sitting there right at ringside. I was right behind them, and I was just taking it in, hearing their training and telling them what to say and all that. So always cool. That was a big thing of their Jerry Briscoe, Jim Ross, Terry Funk, telling all these young wrestlers, oh, doing this wrong, do it this, try it this way. And Terry, Terry beat up and everything. He'd just jump in there with some young wrestler and say, no, you got to do it like this. And he'd help them walk through. So it was a really cool experience to see all that kind of stuff there. So that was a couple of hours. And then Terry, and it ended. And then they gave little speeches to all the wrestlers. And everybody kind of just talked and chitter-chattered. And then Terry said, hey, I'm going to go back to the hotel. I'm going to kind of rest up before we got to come back at 5 o'clock for the Hall of Fame thing and more meet and greet stuff and autograph stuff like that. So Terry came back down. We went back up to the hotel. He went to take his nap, shower, whatever he was going to do. And I don't know what I did. But then
I didn't nap with him.
Yeah, we then, I do. I would have, Terry, I'm going to go take a shower. And I just followed him right into the shower.
You need a massage?
I start taking my clothes off. All right, let's get in the shower, Terry. I don't know. But they went up there, or he went up there and took his siesta, whatever, freshened up, powdered his nose, whatever they did. Mm-hmm. And then I caught back up with him at like 5 o'clock, walked back down there, got back to the merch booth, worked the merch booth, all that kind of stuff. And I think it was like 2 or 3 hours of the merch booth before the Hall of Fame banquet and all that kind of stuff. So we worked the booth. Once again, money coming, same old thing. Well, I would, but Kyle won't let me, all that kind of stuff. But then we closed up shop. It was over at the end, and it's like, well, I'm going to get some merch. I didn't want to get merch right away. I was going to wait till the very end. Now, I was figuring maybe Terry, since I was basically his handler all week, helping him for a lot of things, he'd be pretty generous, of course. And I said, Terry, I got to get one of these shirts. He had this shirt that I'd never seen before, so I had to get that. And I said, I need to get an 8x10, Terry. I need to get an 8x10. And he goes, that, and I forget what the combo price was. If you bought a shirt and you got an 8x10 autograph, you saved $5 or something like that. I wasn't necessarily thinking he would give me a free shirt, but in the back of my head, I was like, an 8x10, he'd probably hook me up with an 8x10, because honestly, what does an 8x10 cost? You had a huge stack of them, like a big box full of them. They probably cost, especially, 15 years ago, a nickel a piece, something like that. I mean, they didn't cost Terry a whole lot, and I literally helped him for 2 full days, helped him, walked him around, did all the money for him, everything else. I said, Terry, I want to get the shirt, and he's like, well, that'll be $25 for the combo. And I was just like, kind of just defeated. The wind just kind of came out of my sails. I was like, and he goes, us old wrestlers, we don't got a lot of income. He goes, I hate to do it, but us old wrestlers, we got to get our payday. And I was just kind of soaking it in.
Yeah.
And I was like, man.
I wonder how long you sat there with just like.
I don't know. It wasn't very long. Shock. I mean, I wouldn't be one of those person to like do anything. I'm sure I paid him right away. I probably, here's 40, keep the change is probably what I said or something like that. I don't know. But I paid for it, and not begrudgingly. I shouldn't assume I should got that, but it was just a little bit defeating that like the 8x10 at least, he wouldn't just say, just give me 20 for the shirt. I'm going to throw in an 8x10. Now, he did put a nice little, to my partner in crime, Kyle, like whatever. So I got the little 8x10 autographed and stuff to my partner in crime. So that was kind of nice. He personalized it a little bit to me. But it was just a little bit defeating on Terry, where literally 16 hours, I was at his beck and call. I worked his merch table forever, long lines, taking the money, doing all that kind of stuff. And then that was it. So, and then he goes, well, come on, Kyle, let's go get dinner. Let's go grab Mick. So that was pretty cool, though. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really have too many faults. That was the only negative I had with Terry. And is it a negative? Not really. It's just one of those things. It just was kind of strange, I felt. And it just, I don't know, like 8x10 wouldn't have cost anything. Not that I deserve everything for free or anything, but just like, I don't know, is what it is. But it was pretty cool when he said, hey, let's go grab Mick. Let's go get that pizza place across the street. Shout out to Doughy Joey's if you've ever been there. But we went there and we got a table of just us three, like a high top table. And the three of us sat in the kind of back corner and we got food. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. What's going to happen when this bill comes? It's like Mick is a very cheap guy. Terry's obviously a cheap guy.
Oh,
I want to be a cheap guy, but I have a feeling they're just going to assume, this guy, he's going to pay for us and stuff. But guess what happened? The plot twist happened. It was comped. The Doughy Joey's just gave it to us for free. Said, oh, no, you guys,
your money's no
this
good
is on
here.
the house here. This is on the house here. And they gave basically all the wrestlers free pizza. So it was a good one. Very cheesy pizza. I don't know if you would have liked that too much. Too much cheese for Angie there, but.
You wish Terry would have told you your money's no good here. Yeah, that's what you wish.
I wish Terry would have just gave me a long hug, a long embrace in my Western shirt. And it was what it was. But yeah, we went there for a couple of rounds and ate some pizza. I remember Mick and I think, ate about the same, and Terry had maybe 2. I think Mick and I each had 3 slices, and Terry had 2, maybe. If I remember correctly, 8 slices. I think that was the case there. And Mick and I both went for it at the same time, and I gave him the look. He gave me the look. But it was great, and I didn't talk a lot in that pizza dinner. I mean, I did, but I let them talk. They were talking about stuff I didn't know, and then they were talking about funny things. And it was just a very cool experience because I love Terry Funk, but I also love Mick Foley, Mankind, Cactus Jack, all that stuff. Dude love. One of my absolute favorites as well. And I was just thinking back to like, man, I can't believe it. I was in junior high and I was getting VHS copies of the IWA death match of Terry Funk, Cactus Jack, and telling everybody in school about this, like, because nobody knew. There was no internet and all that kind of stuff. Just a wild thing. And now here I am eating dinner with these two that have battled for so many years. Just a very cool experience, Angie.
Full circle moment.
It was a very, very cool experience for me. Very cool to get to spend time like that with your heroes. And like I said, I got to meet Terry on 3 occasions, but that weekend was pretty darn special. Even if there was that little asterisk there. I'm not, it hasn't stuck with me at all for 15 years, but I just thought it was so strange. It's like us retired wrestlers, you know, we're on a fixed income. And it did sound like my dad. It did sound like him, but either way, I would never trade that experience for anything. It was very, very fun to me, and it was cool to get to spend time with Terry Funk, especially now that Terry's no longer here, and now Dory, the Funks are back together up there in heaven, ready to take on for that tag team title belts. See how that ends up going for them in the future. But there it is. Anything else from you on this one, Angie?
Fun fact, there's a strip club across the street from this place.
That is true.
I think last time I went
Two
there,
of them.
I think last time I went there, one of them was pregnant.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
Oh my God.
But there's two. There is one literally next door to the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and then the arena is like a block over, and then across the street from the pizza place is across from the arena, and then right next to the door, that is the old Shaker
Can you imagine
Club.
if Terry was like, let's go. Oh
Terry wanted to go see the shoe show real bad, he said. But Angie and I went. That was a great time, Angie. Angie, you got on stage. It was a crazy thing. You
making it rain.
You got more money than anybody that night. It was a wild thing. But
I had to make up your $25.
You did. I said, hey, here's the deal. I thought Terry was going to hook me up. We're $25 short. That's gas money to get home. Angie, you're going to have to get $25 somehow.
Oh my God.
Angie went to work. Maybe, maybe not. But there it is. That's a little story time with Kyle, a little Terry Funk story.
Your voice broke. You're sad. Maybe you're just like an empath and you're just like, we're sad in that moment that he had to be like
maybe.
Desperate.
But I'm also, my voice is going a little bit because I filmed, I think, like 12 YouTube videos this morning, and now we're doing the podcast. I think that's part of it, probably.
My voice is, I'm so parched.
Well,
coughing.
I got some of that magic elixir for you later, Angie. You'll be in luck. You'll be in luck. So there it is. Story time with Kyle. But Angie, now we're going to get even worse.
Oh, God.
It's time for the angry, mean comments.
Oh, no.
All right, Angie, it's time for some angry comments. You hate to see it. You
Not
hate
2
to
weeks in a
hear it.
row.
You hate to get them, but they do come on a daily basis at this point
So
here.
do you.
So
So do you.
I do. Sometimes twice. Sometimes twice. But Angie, this one comes to us from John David Perdue. I don't think he's much of a friend of the channel, unfortunately, though.
Okay.
And this one does tie into Terry Funk and Dory Funk as well.
Why are you trying to hide it from me?
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm gonna read it.
It's like when I come up on Elle and her phone like tilts.
I'm gonna read it. I'm just trying to get it in the.
I figured it was about me. That's what's getting scared.
No, you have nothing to do with this week. You're off. You're off.
Just thinking about
But
it.
John David Perdue, of course, on the very tough week here with Dory Funk Jr. Passing away, and then the tragedies with his action figure this week on the channel. Like I said, check those out on my YouTube channel if you want to see the misery and the meltdown and just the heartache and disappointment. But in that video, this John David Perdue, I don't know if I trust a guy with 3 names like that, but
Or that feels the need to put them all in there.
yeah. He says, and here's his comment here. I don't know why, and I know it's totally crazy for me to be like this, but Kyle has made me hate every single one of the Funk family members and the Ultimate Warrior. I have no idea why. So this video brought me a little joy today. Great, terrible quality control issues, Mattel. Keep it up! Exclamation point.
Oh, God.
I just feel sad for this guy.
Yeah.
That he hates these people just because of me. What are we doing here? John David Perdue? What are we doing? And I heard he's from the Purdue chicken nugget fortune, too. So he shouldn't be rooting against anybody
He's
there.
very confused. What do you think he'll think of this?
I bet he doesn't watch this. I don't
Because we
know.
were talking bad about Funk.
I know. Well,
Does
who
he
knows?
he hates Funk because you like him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't
So
know.
maybe this will like even him out.
I doubt it. I still love Terry Funk. He's still my favorite. Him and Ultimate Warrior are my favorites. So
Every time I see that picture of you too, it's like you look so different. That's
It's-
probably like the biggest you've ever been, like in a like you were so big.
I was a
You're
giant.
probably like 250 then.
Yeah. Back then.
You
Yeah,
look
back
like
then.
a football player.
It's like 35 pounds ago.
You had like
Hard
your
times.
little newsboy hat on.
Yeah, that was the night 2.
Oh, night 2.
Night 1, I was in my Western regalia.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You just mentioned that.
Yes, so there it is, Angie. That's a little angry comments. What did you think? Angie said, wasn't about me.
Confusing.
Wasn't about me. I don't care.
It was weird.
But there it is.
Good, because you had a bad.
It's weird. He hates the Ultimate Warrior and Terry and the Funk family because I like them. It's just a weird deal. But good for him. Good for him. Good for him.
Imagining.
Imagine there's no heaven. That's what John Lennon said. But there it is, Angie. That's some mean comments. So now we're going to bring it on home because I'm starving. We got to go eat.
I got to pee.
Oh, well. Dude, leave the mic on as usual, Angie. That's what Angie likes to do. I always have to edit that out. Tinkle, tinkle. There it is. But all right, Angie, it's time to bring it on home. It's time for some final thoughts. All right, Angie, it's time for a few final thoughts. We got to bring it on home. And of course, as usual, check out Patreon, check out YouTube channel memberships to support this channel, support this podcast. You get early access to everything under the sun. Check it out, support the channel, all that fun stuff. And don't forget about Wonder Woman in the giveaway. Don't forget Sir Paul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com if you want to email a question, comment, anything else. And of course, that's the name of this very podcast. Make sure you follow it wherever podcasts are found, wherever videos are found as well. And don't forget, if you're listening to this audio version, you can do it in the toy news. Each week I do a toy news video on YouTube. I've been putting that in the podcast feed as well. So you can check that out if you want to hear the toy news of the week while you're mowing the yard or something like that. So there's the housekeeping, Angie. Now it's time for the question of the week. And this one does involve Angie this time around here. So, Angie, we got this from Kelly Williams, 8481. If Angie was an action figure, what would be her accessories, her chase? Congrats on 60,000 YouTube subscribers. So, thank you, Kelly Williams. But, Angie, if you were an action figure, what would be your accessories? What do you always have with you?
Well, clearly my phone.
Her phone.
Because we were just talking about that.
Yep.
Maybe a little, like, toy or something.
I was going to say probably like an Alani or like a Poppy.
I don't like Poppy. Olipop.
Lollipops?
Olipop.
Whatever, some drink, and then an Alani possibly. I saw a thing this week that said Alani gives you dementia. I saw that.
I feel like I've always had a bad memory, haven't
I don't know. Sometimes.
It's childhood trauma.
But yeah, so you definitely have 2 of those. You always have a purse or like a satchel or a fanny pack. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but you have like 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
So you always got them color coordinated to whatever you're wearing. What else do you always have on you for accessories? A ring, a watch. Sometimes you have your like step watch to get your steps in.
Yeah.
A necklace, maybe jewelry. I don't know.
I'm always wearing jewelry. I could have so many. So many, and that would need different outfits.
So what would you be wearing? So your standard one would be your everyday wear, and then your chase one would be something a little bit different.
I don't know. I'd definitely be wearing like a sporty dress. That's what my thing I wear the most.
Like when you mow the yard, those sporty dresses sometimes.
Did you take a video of me mowing yesterday?
I did.
Oh my God. Ew.
It was gross, let me tell you. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
I was in like a bra and a short.
Yeah, the neighborhood's like, what's going on out here? The neighbor's like, what's going on?
It was a cute like matching set.
You were bouncing all over the place. It's crazy. And I stood and took a little siesta and filmed her. I said, she's working hard. Good for her. But lately, we've had so much yard work because it's like hot and humid. The grass is growing so fast. It's hard to keep up with. And time is of the essence. So Angie has learned how to mow the yard this summer.
Oh my God.
You've never mowed it before?
I know how to mow the yard.
I know. You learned this summer. I know.
I didn't learn.
So Angie's mowed the yard. So what ends up happening is Angie mows the front and backyard. I clean up the dog poop. That's where I usually start. Then I get the weed whacker out. And I usually have to do 2 runs of the weed whacker all the way around the fence and around the house, the front yard, and the sidewalk in the front of the house, all this stuff. So I do all that. And then I have to trim all these trees with the big Brutus beefcake thing. So
I really went at that umbrella tree in the front. She was hacked, John.
Yeah, I'm terrible at that.
She's got a bob.
I'm horrible at doing that, but I'm just like, this thing's getting too heavy.
It's gonna grow back. It's fine.
Yeah, so I just chopped the heck out of that, and then I did the bushes.
Her hair's going like this.
And then I pulled some weeds and I did all that. And then I had to do the air blower thing to blow all the grass and the weeds away. And then while Angie was doing that, she was mowing the whole time while I was doing all that. And then we about finished almost the same time. You had about 3 passes left to go.
We always finish at the same time.
Do we? I don't know.
We try.
But yeah, so how did I get talking about
I
that?
have no idea. Oh, my outfit.
Oh, your outfit. Yeah, you were wearing that. But so you would have a sporty.
I wear a lot of dresses, so I guess I'd have like a dressy dress like I'm wearing now, and I'd have a sporty dress.
That would be the chase,
Yes.
the sporty. Yes, of course. So that would be it. Accessories we already went over. So
These are
that's
the only accessories.
That's right. There you go. Mine. Nobody asked, but I would want to be in a. I would want to be in a Western shirt. I think is what I would like to be in.
Definitely.
But who knows? Who knows? But there it is, Angie. That is the question of the week this week. And if you want to be the question of the week, email the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com or put it in the comments of the YouTube video, and you too could be the question of the week. But
Only if you're lucky.
yeah, and I don't know how long this podcast went, but it is what it is. Usually we're right around an hour. That's the perfect podcast length, if you ask me. But the last couple of weeks, we've been in like at the 50-minute mark. So I don't know if we'll be there this year. I'm trying to stall for time.
I'm sure most people would prefer it being like 30.
Some people would prefer 10 seconds, probably. Yeah. I'm sure. Who knows?
That's what I like.
Yeah, you do. That's
Knock
good.
it out, baby.
Good for me.
Got stuff to do.
But there it is, Angie. That's episode number 72 of the Kyle Peterson Show. Should have all kinds of adventures next week. Depending on when we get to film, we might tell you tales of our day at the trade show and maybe some of the wrestlers we meet and other celebrities along the way. I'm bringing in John Stamos.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so we'll have John Stamos at our table. So more on John Stamos, too. So there you go. But Angie, so what did we learn today?
Oh, God.
What did we learn? What did we learn today? It's always a new segment for her. The dementia.
Oh, God. Dementia. The Lonnies are getting me. Oh, my God.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
Is this real life?
The only thing I can think of is Terry Funk.
Yeah, we talked about Terry Funk.
That I literally... Oh, and the food.
Okay, what was
tried
that?
The little crispers.
Okay.
We're taking the kids to the dinosaur
exhibit. This is amazing. You're like, it's wild how she did. I didn't put
and
notes.
you yelled at me, and I got a planner for my new job. Do you think I'm not going to need it? I got to write every single thing.
Oh, here we go.
I got to write
We'll
down.
tell that story right now, real quick. We go to Books A Million, which is a farce in the first thing. There was only 100,000 books in there, barely if that. So we're at Books A Million, and Angie's like, "Oh, I got a new job. I need to get ready to go." And then she finds a planner. Was it a 2027 planner?
It's good through December of 2027.
Okay,
all
so
through
it's
next
good.
year. Yeah.
So it's like a 2-year planner or whatever.
Yeah.
But you've seen a planner. It's got the calendar in there. You can write it and stuff. I said, "Trust me, you don't need that." And she's like, "Oh, I need it. I want it." She was like, the first day of school is what you got. I need my colored pencils. I need this. And she's like, "I need this planner." I'm like, "You will use it like the first day and you'll never touch it again." That's what happens to these planners. Nobody uses them.
If I had my planner right now, I could make taking notes.
But Angie, you will have like an iPad or whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to have that. And you're going to open up the calendar in that. You're going to put it in there. You're going to have a calendar. You're going to be working on that. It's going to give you reminders and pop up. I said, "I know what your job. I can do it with my eyes closed." And she's like, "No, I need this planner." I said,
"It was cute."
So then I put my foot down in the Books A Million. I said, "You see my foot? It's going up. Oh, it's going down. We are not buying this at the Books A Million." And then Emma, she wanted to get all these like anime books or something.
Yeah.
I said,
Manga?
"No, we're not getting any of these. Get them off Amazon. They're like $10 cheaper on Amazon." And then I went over to the magazines and I saw my good friend Gary V. You guys know Gary V?
Oh,
Gary V follows me, of course. I listened to his audiobook coming back from St. Louis, but Gary,
you'll never work a day in your life.
And then
you do what you love.
And then I looked up Gary V on social media, and guess what? He follows me on social media. So shout out to Gary V, a real guy.
You had to say that twice.
A
You had
real
to reiterate.
I did. So I saw Gary V on a magazine, so I'm over in the magazine corner. I'm like, are these kids finishing up? And then lo and behold, I see Angie coming here with a whole bag of stuff. Never in a million years did I assume she bought this planner. I figured, oh, of course, she bought Emma these books. I know how it goes. And then we get home that night and they're unpacking. And what do I see? That dreaded planner. I put my foot down on.
It's so cute.
And it doesn't work very well. So
it's so cute though.
anyways,
I need it.
Angie got her planner. So we spent $16 on a planner we'll never use.
I'm going to write everything down that you tell me.
Okay. And then we got like $12 we could have saved on these books and literally could have got them. You know, they come the next day from Amazon. And it's not like Emma was even going to read them that night.
Save $4.
But at least I got pizza.
Like 10 instead
at least I got pizza at one of my favorite pizza places. So it wasn't all a bad
did.
night. It wasn't all a bad night.
They give you honey.
They do.
Makes it special.
They do.
Drizzle a little honey. On
Anyways, and
that. I don't know what we talked about.
a last minute rant. I've had enough. All right. That's it, Angie. Tell everybody goodbye in your own special way. Let's end the show.
Bye.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play? Stop.